Bonjour à
Bonjour.
tous. Thank you, Pastor Walter and Pastor Jean-Paul and the staff there. We're so excited to get to help bring this message of Simplify Soul Winning to you these next few weeks.
Yes, Simplified Soul Winning came about as we began to travel several years ago. We began to see that we were winning souls everywhere that we went. People began to ask us, how do you do this? And so one of the things that we discovered as we traveled is that most Christians have overcomplicated sharing their faith. Most Christians didn't know how to share their faith. They didn't know how to go about it. And so one day as I was praying, the Lord gave me this phrase. He said, harvesting harvesters. And really what that meant, that was a mandate from him for us with these seminars. What he was saying is that we would help equip others to go out and get out into the harvest.
Yes.
In Matthew chapter 9, verse 37 and 38, Jesus said that harvest is plentiful. He made that statement 3 different times, and we're going to look at those 3 times during the course of this seminar. But the very next thing Jesus says is, but the laborers are few.
Right.
And then in the next verse, he says, pray the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into the harvest field. And so people began to ask us, like I said, how do we do this? How do I share my faith? And God really gave Kara a very simple way of explaining how to do what we were doing. And that's how this book and the book and the seminar came about. And we really saw the name it Simplify Soul Winning. So.
Right. And in John 4:35, Jesus tells us, he said, look up, the harvest is ripe all around you. And, really that what that means is to look up, literally. And so if you're looking down, you're seeing your own problems, your own worries, your own world around you of hurts and whatever's going on. But if you look up, get your eyes off of yourself and your own circumstances and begin to look at the world all around you, you'll start to see that the harvest is plentiful, and then God will begin to equip you. And so we hope that you're here today to help in that process. And we're going to go over 5 principles that the Lord gave me in this teaching, and they are to be bold, to be led, to be compassionate, to be yourself, and to be prepared. And as you learn those things, we believe that fears you've had over the years about soul winning and being a witness will just begin to crumble. That some of the excuses maybe even you've had, I'm not an evangelist or whatever those are, will begin to crumble in your life, and you'll begin to see, wait a second, I can do this thing called witnessing. I can share my faith, and it's really not as complicated as I've made it out to be. It can just be a normal expression and part of my life. And when you get that, when you start to understand that, you'll begin to see the harvest come in all around you. Your friends, your family, coworkers. We've had so many testimonies through these seminars. We've done 23 now. I believe you are the 23rd or 24th that we're privileged to be able to do. Now equipping hundreds of harvesters. Many of them have come to us and said, for the first time, I was able to lead somebody to the Lord, whether it was a serviceman coming into their house, somebody at the bus stop, their aunt, their daughter, and they got to share Christ with them and see them come into the kingdom of God. And so we are so excited to get to be a part of this soul winning journey with you and help equip you to do that in your life.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great time, so don't miss any of it. We will be with you, I believe, for the next one, and then one other after that. So we're very excited to be there with you. So without taking any more time, we want to go on and get into the Word. So thank you so much for coming, and have a great time. And
yes.
Remember, harvest is plentiful. That's the first step, is understanding that harvest is plentiful all around you.
Yes, there are people ready and ripe for the harvest. So we say to you, bon courage, as you begin this study. Au revoir.